There's something really important I want to talk to you guys about. And yes, the coronavirus is going on right now. You're going to know more about that than I do in regards to developments. But what I want to talk about is specific to healthcare providers. So if you're a pharmacist or a student, this is something that you need to hear. Guys, right now, there is a lot of uncertainty going on in the world right now. And that breeds a ton of fear. People are coming into the pharmacy just really scared. And it's legit. People that are immunocompromised, the elderly, they have a lot of fear. They do not know what's going on. And depending on what city you're in right now, the pharmacy or the hospital is literally the only place that's open. So people are coming to you for information. Yes, they're coming to you for medications, but you have to realize that there is a lot of fear and uncertainty in the world right now. You, as a pharmacist, have a tremendous opportunity to be an influencer in our patients, the hope that you're dispensing and the information that you're sharing with them. I highly recommend that you get all your information directly from the CDC as your primary information source. But when it comes time to how you are in the pharmacy, this is something that you really need to hear. There are people coming in the pharmacy, our patients, and they are looking at us. They are listening to us, what we're saying, how we're conducting ourselves. Guys, right now, we have such an opportunity to be a beacon of hope for our patients because we have that position. We are on the front line with what's going on in the world right now. And it is a tremendous opportunity, but even more so, it's a tremendous responsibility. And I hope that you really take this seriously because this is something that is impacting millions and billions of lives across the world right now. So that's what I want to really share with you guys is we are in a platform. We are so impactful with our patients right now because we're literally, some of my patients say, you're the only contact that I have with social distancing and everything else going on. So I want you to really be mindful of how you're acting, what you're talking about in the pharmacy, and more importantly, how you're interacting with your patients. You really need to put yourself in their situation and realize that yes, there is a lot of unknowns. And again, like I said, with uncertainty comes a lot of fear. If you can conduct yourself and be that beacon of hope, not just dispense medications, but literally be a hope dealer for your patients, that is going to serve them so much. So I want you to really think about that. Now, with that being said, that puts a lot on our shoulders. We already have a ton of stuff going on, right? We've got responsibilities, we have things to do, but now it seems like all this happened really quick and like the blink of an eye, it seems, right? And there's a lot more to do. There's a lot more workload, there's a lot more demands, and there's a lot more at stake because every moment matters. Everything we do, the precautions, following our protocols, all of that matters. So I hope you guys are really taking this seriously. With all that being said, it puts us in a position to have a lot of responsibility, and that can be really heavy. That can almost feel like a burden at times because we're doing all this stuff, but we have to be that strong person that people can anchor themselves during this very difficult time. So the reason I want to make this video is one, to really make sure that you all are taking this as seriously as possible because really we have such an opportunity to be a positive influence on the people we work with and with our patients. But also to give you guys a resource to help you through this time because social distancing, I know there's a lot of debate about it, but I really recommend and urge you to take this seriously. You might be a healthy 20 to 39-year-old, and even if you get it, you might not have any side effects. But guys, it's not about you. Guess what? There are patients that are homebound, that are elderly, that are immunosuppressed, that have a lot of health problems going on. And they're depending on mainly people in our age group to give them care. We are carriers of this. We have the potential to be that, but we also have the potential to be responsible and practice social distancing. All right, so I urge you to read up on that and follow those guidelines. But when you do that, a lot of times that feels like a huge challenge, and in reality, it can be. So instead of focusing on the negatives, what I want to give you are 4 areas to double down during social distancing so you can actually use this as a time to grow your connections with the people most important in your life, and use this as a gift. Use this time as a gift of growth. Yes, there's problems. I do not want to minimize that. But what I'm asking you to do is shift what this is, this time period, this social distancing thing, as an opportunity for you. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about. 4 key areas. And this is what we're going to talk about in this video. The first thing that I urge you to focus on is your mindset. So a lot of times I hear people asking questions like, why is this happening? This is terrible. What a terrible place. The world's in such a state right now. And when you ask negative questions, I'm not saying they're not true, but when you ask and focus on negative questions, you will get a negative result. Seek and you shall find. I'm not saying ignore problems, but when you focus on something different than negativity, you're going to get a different result, right? So that's my first tip, is really be aware of your mindset. So look at the questions that you're asking. Instead of asking, why are these terrible things happening? Ask instead, how can this be happening as an opportunity to help others, to step up and really be that beacon of hope? Okay, so the power of questions is essential. It's actually such a big topic. I did a podcast on this, on the Fit Pharmacist Healthcare podcast, on all podcast platforms. And I really urge you to find this. It's the power of questions. And I go through what I call the power questions that I personally start every day with to set my mind right, especially during times of adversity and trials and tribulations like we're in right now in the world. Okay, so the first thing is your mindset. I urge you to relax. Go and Netflix and chill. That's my advice. But yes, we're social distancing, but what I urge you to do is social media distancing. And I know that's a little ironic, you watching this video through a social media channel. But what I mean by that is pick a movie that you thoroughly enjoy or that you've wanted to see for a long time, but you've just been too busy. Pick a movie, but turn your phone off, put it in the other room, close your notifications, put your computer in the other room, and literally be fully present in that movie. Enjoy. Be there. Be there in the movie and enjoy that time, because it is a gift. Think about this, guys. How many times do you wake up in the morning, all right, and you're getting ready to go to work, and you're thinking of things to do, and you think, oh, I really would love to start reading that book, or I'd really like to finish this project, or I'd really like to get started on this dream I've had, or my side business, or getting into my passion project. But I have to go to work. If only I had just another half hour. Or at the end of your day, when you're getting ready for bed, you think, man, the days escape me, I'm tired. I really wish I had just another hour in the day to do this or do that. Guess what? Everything you've been asking for with that is here right now. Literally, this is an opportunity for you to do the things that you've always wanted to do, but felt like you've not had the time. Literally, the time is now. Use this as a time to double down on what's most important. Your mindset, relaxing, doing those tips are essential, especially with what environment you're giving yourself. So are you listening to negativity? Are you looking at all the bad things going on? Or are you looking at real, fact-based things that are going on, like the CDC reports? And what kinds of things are you listening to? You're listening to people complaining? Or are you listening to people that are making a difference in our profession? People that are using this as an opportunity to help others. Podcasts, YouTube, all that sort of stuff in a positive light that's fact-based is something I really recommend, especially during these times. So if you're into podcasting, I highly recommend you look up the Fit Pharmacist Healthcare Podcast. We deliver a new episode every single week, and it's from the best people in the profession, both pharmacists and students and people in other healthcare professions, so you can learn what innovative people are doing to advance our profession and healthcare overall. So that's what I recommend for mindset. The second thing is your nutrition. Guys, this is so essential. You are what you eat. You've heard this before. We are in a peak time where we have to be on our game all day. We are on the front lines. So we have to make sure that we're nurturing our body and our mind to the best extent possible. Nutrition is key. I know this feels like a time of, there's not as many resources because restaurants are closed, things are sold out in supermarkets and all that. But use this as a time to get creative. You have a science background, you're in pharmacy. How many times have you wanted to cook in the kitchen, but you didn't have time, or you were so rushed, or you're getting ready for work or whatever? Now's the time to have some fun in the kitchen. Get creative, use your science skills, and be that nerdy chemist, and make something amazing. And if you've got a family, if you've got kids, use this as a time to bond. It's a double-fold win, guys. You can create awesome things to fuel your body and mind and have fun doing it, all right? Now, the third thing, and this is where a lot of people that are into fitness are freaking out, because a lot of gyms are closed until like early mid-April. Gyms are closed, so how are you supposed to get in on your fitness? I urge you to be creative and shift your goals. Yes, it's good to have a habit and routine, but you want to approach that with structured flexibility. You want to have the structure of going into life, your daily rituals, of having fitness as a priority, but you want to bring in the flexibility component that, yes, life happens. I mean, look where we are today. To have flexibility, to pivot, to be able to come at it with a different approach. Shift your goals and use with what you have. Don't focus on resources you don't have, like gyms being closed. Ask instead, how can I be resourceful with what I have, with where I am right now in life? So a quick tip that I do is, I'm a professional bodybuilder. I do that for, I've been doing that for 4 years. I've competed 4 times. But what I recommend is looking at how you can use this as an opportunity. You want to really ask yourself, how can you make this time something to explore and get curious? So one thing that you can use is, all you have is time, right? You don't have weights, so use time. There is an exercise technique called time under tension. So your normal cadence or speed of working out is the typical, let's say you're doing a bicep curl. So you curl up, pause, down, pause. Use time to make light weights or no weights actually give you a more intense workout than you could have if you're looking at weightlifting for one of your goals. Increase the time that it takes to lift the weight, and then also increase the time that it takes to bring down the weight. This is just a simple technique you guys can look into called time under tension, or TUT training, where you can actually use what you have right now, time, to intensify your workouts, and you don't even need weights to make this count. You can also shift your goals, looking at, instead of weight training, or maybe you're a runner, or maybe you do certain machines, look at it as changing your goals. Look at flexibility, mobility, or just being present with your body. Just something to think about, and ask yourself, how can I be resourceful with what I have right now? So that's the third area. The other area I highly recommend that you explore is that of relationships, and I saved the best for last. Because while we are in a social distancing time, that does not mean you are socially isolated. Because while you don't physically are in a group or gathering or getting with a lot of people, you have the opportunity to actually strengthen your relationships. So don't look at it as being isolated. Look at it as an opportunity to strengthen the relationships that you have in your life. Let me paint this scenario for you guys real quick. So holidays weren't too long ago, right? Thanksgiving, Christmas, or whatever holiday you celebrated. A lot of times we see people every year during that time that are genuinely good people we like in our lives, friends and family, but we don't really connect with them on a regular basis. Have you ever gone through your day and someone like that just pops in your head and you think, wow, I wonder what they're up to. I hope they're doing okay. And then you just get caught up in life, being busy, being a pharmacist, because that's a whole other game, right? So this is a time to reconnect with people that you actually want in your life. Send them a text, shoot them a phone call, get up on FaceTime, whatever it is. So what I urge you to do is think back to the last holiday gathering or holiday season where you saw and interacted with people like I'm describing. Maybe they're friends you went to high school with, or maybe they're friends in your pharmacy school, or friends that you just haven't connected with in a while. Write down a list of these people that you like in your life but haven't talked to in a while, and use that as a challenge to either reach out to those people, just shoot them a message, or go through each day, give them a call, guess what? You have the time now. And guess what? They're likely not going anywhere. They have time too. So that's another thing, is we feel like reaching out to them might be intruding, or they might be too busy. Well, right now everyone's got time. So again, ask yourself how you can be resourceful with this. Now, I know that there's a lot of great tips that I shared here, and I wanted to really give back to a community, a profession that's really given me so much richness in my life, and that's my whole mission with founding the Fit Pharmacist, is to come together as a community, bring each other up, because I really believe we all rise together and each does need the help of the other. So what I did is these tips, we actually at the Fit Pharmacist created an ebook that is totally free, looking at the tips I laid out in a very simple to read book. And it is something that I think will really help you to look at this time in a different light, as an opportunity to grow and use this as a time to enrich your connections in life, not to feel isolated, not to feel burdened, because we are in a time that is very trying. We are in a time that's demanding a lot of us as pharmacists, as pharmacy students, and really every healthcare professional. So I really urge you guys to invest in the source of this opportunity, and that is you. Make sure that you're taking this seriously, following CDC recommendations, and filling the most important script you'll ever fill in your life, yourself. Use these tips, guys. There's a link down below for you to get this totally free ebook to help you through this time. I really think that this is going to be an asset to bring us together in community and to help us learn and just get us thinking in a different way for how we can use this and be resourceful during this trying time. I really hope that this message helped you guys. This has been something on my heart and something I really wanted to put together. So I'm very grateful for Pharmacy Times in collaborating with me to get this message out there, because we have such an opportunity to make a difference in literally millions, billions of our patients' lives through this challenging time. It all comes down to being that beacon of light, to dispensing more than medication, dispensing hope, and being the person that is there for them, to listen to them and guide them through this time. So guys, thank you so much. My name is Dr. Adam Martin, founder of the Fit Pharmacist. Please connect with me on Instagram at the Fit Pharmacist, and be sure to subscribe to the Fit Pharmacist Healthcare Podcast, where I put out new content just like this every single week. Go forth, be great, and dispense your full potential.